Here we go. It's time for the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update. I'm Jason DeRusha. How you doing? Having a good day? It is Tuesday. We're glad to have you with us for your morning news update. Let's get you up to date on the weather. Why not? Here's your forecast for today. Above average, 41, 42. A little cooler than yesterday. Yesterday was pretty darn warm, wasn't it? But, yeah, looking good. Tomorrow it's going to be 50. Far from the record high. It was we've been in the 60s on December 1st before, but still a nice stretch of weather. Slight chance for a little bit of snow tonight. Nothing that's really going to pile up. I was looking at the snowblower in my garage and thinking it's time to make the switch, right? I've got the lawnmower in front, got to do the rotation. So it is that time of year. We're waiting for a little bit of real snow. We haven't had any of that. Nothing in the forecast either. Let's talk about this. Jury selection begins today in the trial of former Brooklyn Center police officer Kimberly Potter. She is accused of shooting and killing 20-year-old Dante Wright in April during a traffic stop. And, you know, when we heard about this happening, it's just heartbreaking and infuriating. And then when we heard the explanation from the police chief at the time, who's no longer the chief, he said that Potter accidentally grabbed her gun when she meant to grab her taser. She is charged with 2 counts of manslaughter, and in that video, you hear her yell, taser, 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 and then she shoots and kills Dante Wright almost point blank. Very difficult case legally. City of Brooklyn Center says they're preparing for potential unrest following the verdict in the trial. Opening statements will start next Wednesday, but cameras will be allowed in the courtroom for this. We're going to stream it on CBSN Minnesota. Only the second criminal trial that's live streamed in Minnesota history. And so we wanted to check in on your interest level. Obviously, the Derek Chauvin trial was watched by people here and all around the country. Where are you at on this? So leave a comment on our Facebook page. Are you going to watch? How much do you plan to watch? Or are you going to skip it? Just curious to see what you're thinking and what you're thinking about this case as well. Whether you believe her version that it was an accident and whether that means she still should be held criminally culpable. Lots of questions to consider here. We'll talk about your thoughts coming up in just a minute. Let's talk about the COVID variant Omicron. World leaders rushing to understand what the potential impact of this variant might be. The reality is we don't know. Scientists in South Africa found this first. They reported the new variant last week, but now it has been confirmed in at least 18 nations. France and Japan added to that list this morning. No confirmed cases in the United States at this point. It is the Delta variant driving the surge here in Minnesota. CDC says COVID-19 spreading faster here than anywhere else in the country. But when you look at some of the statistics about vaccination, we're doing well. We're second in the country for booster shots. And last week, Governor Walz said we rank 6th for vaccinating children. So what's happening here? Why is the virus spreading so quickly? We asked the experts.
Why are we in this position if we are boasting higher numbers than other states?
Well, we're not doing it wrong. This virus will find people who are not vaccinated. You know, we don't understand why we see these regional surges.
Dr. Michael Osterholm says experts are still learning about the emerging Omicron variant and its impact. He said the early evidence is clear that it's highly infectious. And this morning, the CEO of Moderna warned that current vaccines will struggle with Omicron. He did caution they need to wait for the data to come in to know how effective the shots will be against the variant, but he is concerned about that. President Joe Biden will be here in Minnesota today. We're learning a little more about what he plans to do here. President says he's going to Rosemount, which is a south suburban Dakota County city. So he'll land at the airport this afternoon, right out to Rosemount. Going to visit Dakota County Technical College. They have a bunch of programs there to train workers for jobs that are related to infrastructure. The president will talk about the impacts of his $1 trillion infrastructure plan. So good deal for Dakota County Technical College, getting a little bit of the spotlight. WCCO, of course, will be there. We'll have coverage on CBSN Minnesota, on TV, all of that. We got you covered. Minnesota Wild announcing, and it's about time, right? Mikko Koivu, probably the most impactful player in Minnesota Wild franchise history, right? think sometimes maybe fans don't fully appreciate what Mikko did for this team. But the team gets it, and they're retiring his number in a special pregame ceremony on Saturday, March 13th. Koivu, the first player in franchise history to have his jersey retired. He finished his career earlier last season with the Columbus Blue Jackets. But Koivu, Wild's all-time leader in games played, all-time leader in assists, all-time leader in points. So pretty good stuff. Should they take down, you know, the Wild have only retired one jersey, and it's the number 1 for the fans. You did it. You guys did it. We did it. We did it together. Maybe they should take that down. That's what Ryan Stanzel, who has a nice little sports newsletter, was saying today. Put up the 9, take down the fans. I don't know. We'll see what they do. Paige Beckers is now part of the Gatorade family. Paige is making the money. She's making so much money. Good for her. Why not? Paige Beckers is never going to want to leave college because she's making more money as a college athlete than she would make as a WNBA player. She's a UConn college basketball star from Hopkins, AP Women's Player of the Year last year, and Paige Beckers signed a deal with Gatorade. And as part of the deal, they shoot this crazy video making you look like a... Yeah. This is that new policy that allows student athletes to make money off their name, image, and likeness. And Paige is making the buckets and making the dollars, so we're happy for her. Tiger Woods is going to hold a news conference today. First time since he was seriously injured in a car accident last February. But he did an interview with Golf Digest, and he said his professional golf playing days are over. He'll never play golf full-time again after that crash. No real surprise. We got that little hint, right? Remember earlier this week when we saw that kind of online video of him hitting a bucket of balls? But Tiger Woods is lucky he's able to walk. Let's be real. So look forward to hearing from Tiger today. Minnesota small business that popped up during the pandemic and was the focus of a story by CCX, the cable news operation that works in like Hopkins and New Hope and Plymouth and Maple Grove, that corner of the Twin Cities. So they did a story about this guy, Zachary Redmond, who opened a popcorn shop, Redmonds Popcorn. And in the story, he gave the quote that his popcorn is like the luxury vehicle of popcorn. Somehow the people from the Late Show saw the transcript of this story. They said, hey, we would like to make a commercial for you, and here it is.
Redmonds Popcorn. Unparalleled design. Unrivaled comfort. And able to pop from 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds. In fact, it's so good, I'm eating it right now. I know I probably should have waited until I finished recording this, but damn, this stuff is good.
They flew him out to New York to film this thing. Isn't this hilarious? That's actor Nick Offerman. New Hope, Minnesota. Started Redmonds Popcorn in New Hope last year after he lost his job because of the pandemic, selling gourmet popcorn out of his car. So that's why there's all that car stuff. We were there with him last night as he saw this finished commercial with a friend for the first time.
From what they were saying, I knew it was going to be awesome, but man, that was out of this world.
So it exceeded your expectations?
More than exceeded it. That was awesome.
Oh, so fun. Yeah, it was awesome. Good for him. His business is usually open from like 12 to 5. He's got an operation.
Redmonds Popcorn.
So good.
Buckle your tongue.
Buckle your tongue. Just absolutely ridiculous. Very funny and good for him. We tried some of his popcorn this morning, and it's good. It's good stuff. So happy for him. And very funny commercial. Okay, we're talking about the trial. Are you watching? Will you be following the trial of Officer Kimberly Potter? Here we go. Amanda says, I'll be following the Kim Potter trial. Glad they're broadcasting it. Yeah, I feel this way too. Like, I mean, obviously I work in the news. I'm for public access to trials as much as possible. And because of COVID, they've opened the courtroom to cameras. So that is good news. Thanks, Amanda. Here's Suzanne. I'm planning on watching as much as possible. Want to understand the judicial process, transparency. And Suzanne, that is a key part of this that I think about. It's important, whatever the verdict and whatever the outcome is, it's important for people to know that there is a process. The evidence will be heard. It's your peers who are sitting on this jury, and it's important. Yeah, thanks, Suzanne. Appreciate that. Here's Pam. I'll watch some of it. Yeah, I think that's probably where most people are at. It just seems to me, see, Todd would rather skip it and have me give a summary when it's over. I'll take care of you, Todd. That's what we're here for, right? That's part of our job, to watch this stuff and let you know what happened. It seems to me, just anecdotally, there is less interest in this than there was in the Derek Chauvin case. So many differences, right? One more comment from you guys. Here's Melody. Won't be glued to it. I think she should be held accountable, even if it was a mistake. When you carry a gun, you need to be very aware of your weapon. Yeah, there are things that are mistakes that you get prosecuted for, right? Like if you're in a car crash and you're texting, that's a mistake. But in that case, you chose to text. In this case, we'll see what the evidence is. If she can prove that it was truly a mistake, hard to know what sort of legal, at least criminal, certainly civilly, you've got a different matter, but when it comes to a criminal trial, what would her responsibilities be? That's why we watch the trial and have it, because I think there's a lot of evidence in this case that we haven't yet heard. So we'll have it for you on CBSN Minnesota jury selection starting today. Frank will be anchoring the trial coverage when that starts with opening statements next week. Glad to have you with us here on the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update. I'm Jason DeRusha. Have a great day.